Hello everybody, Adam with Hype is Here Media, and today we're going to do a new video titled Monster in a Movie. So without further ado, let's take a little bit of Monster, let's take a little movie, and let's get started. We're going to talk about a feature film that you probably haven't seen, but you need to see it. Today, we are going to talk about a movie that I grew up watching on HBO, Cinemax. I lose track on which one it was on the most. I really feel like it was more of a Cinemax movie. That's not the point, though. It was on everywhere as a kid. I feel like this movie was on daily, and I watched it as an 8-9-year-old kid, probably multiple times a week at one point. And if you don't know what movie I'm talking about, let me bring you in. I'm going to describe it. It is a Michael Crichton film. Michael Crichton is obviously a very successful writer, director, and if not for this movie, Michael Crichton may not have come up with Jurassic Park. We're going to talk about Looker. Looker is a 1981 film Michael Crichton, like I said, came up with, and it is one of the first movies, maybe the first movie, that used CGI. If you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. Again, when Michael Crichton came up with this film, he based it off of what he thought the world was headed towards. And there's a lot in this movie that he was right about. And this is something that I'm going to go digging in a little bit, so bear with me as I come back to you. Michael Crichton wanted to do the movie Congo, which I do have up there somewhere. However, Michael Crichton was told that Congo wasn't doable at that point. Michael Crichton actually wanted to do Congo in the 70s, but they couldn't find animals that would allow them to do what he wanted to do. So, as you know, Congo came out in the 90s, and of course, this Looker came out in 81. Looker is about a doctor played by the phenomenal Albert Finney, a plastic surgeon, and he is the top surgeon in California. So what happens is he is working on all these girls. These girls come to him for all these perfect looks. Infamously, in the trailer for this movie, if you watch it, it has a girl describing why she's not perfect. And she literally lists out all these measurements in her chin and her nose, all this good stuff. And to be fair, she's batshit crazy. But that doesn't mean that, she doesn't see herself for that. And the way this film kind of jumps on you at the beginning, you're like, holy hell, what just happened? And as a kid, that's what I was. Because think about it, right? As a kid, you see technology, you see beautiful women, you see, as an 8-year-old, topless beautiful women, and you think, I'm hooked. This is it. Albert Finney had this. He had this. When you're a kid, you think people who are actually maybe 30, 40, you think they're 60 energy. And he come across like this just generic, daddable dude. And when I say daddable, he's a dad, could be a dad. And he just did all these amazing things. It's about technology that Michael Crichton saw to be invented. He thought this was where we were headed, where somebody creates a type of device that basically puts you in a trance and makes you kind of lose track of time. And he winds up going after models, not Albert Finney. Albert Finney plays a plastic surgeon who's trying to stop all these models from being killed. You think that this movie has a villain yet to be seen at the beginning because it opens with a death scene, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But then pretty soon you notice that there's a very mustachioed man going around with this device killing women. And he's doing it and they added a sound effect by flashing a light at them that kind of causes them to go off into a deep stare, apparently lose track of time, and just stumble out a window. But it's good, though. It's good. Looker is good. Is it a perfect movie? No. But it features technology that they are trying to use to basically take the perfect person, as in AI, which, again, this is the first movie to use CGI in this aspect, and then create commercials that people just have to breathe in, have to take in. And he really did kind of call out the direction of AI. It is fascinating how accurate of a portrayal of AI this movie is. I don't want to go out without mentioning that the wonderful James Corbin's also in this movie. He plays a really creepy looking executive. And there's a lot of Playboy Playmates that were cast to be in this movie to give that look of the perfect woman. So, and again, the idea is that before you ever even know it, you have a mustachioed man running around, which, by the way, go in IMDb. The killer is, or the one who has this technology who is killing these girls, is credited as the mustache man. So Mustache Man's doing all these deeds for this corporation who's come up with this technology, and you have generic, random, regular, non-athletic looking dude, Albert Finney, who has to stop it. It is fun. It is such a fun movie. The cheese effect is on an 8 out of 10. It's one of those movies that you watch as a kid and you look back with nostalgia. Does it all make sense? No, it absolutely does not make sense. In fact, there's a lot about this movie that you wonder, how in the hell did that happen? How did this happen? But you don't really question it because you're having fun watching this. If you have the Blu-ray, make sure you watch the interview that is done. There is a commentary with Michael Crichton that is excellent. But there's also an interview that's done with him talking about this movie, talking about why he did this movie, and it is fantabulous. So again, we take a look at this. This is the Blu-ray release. This Blu-ray release has been out for a while. This came out by Warner Brothers, and it really does kind of, again, it's bare bones. There's not a lot to this release. I believe I saw somewhere that there might be a 4K overseas release coming out, and if there is, I'm all for it. Give yourself a chance watching this movie. Yeah, I want to say it's rated 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, so people don't hate it. It was so far ahead of its time. So far ahead of its time. And this is a movie that, to be fair, I personally think that did not get the credit it deserved. And with that being said, if not for this movie, I truly believe that CGI wouldn't have realized, maybe it would have, but I don't think it would have realized what it did through Michael Crichton's eyes when it did. So with that being said, let me know what you think. Watch Looker, watch Albert Finney, be Albert Finney, watch Mustache Man, go after beautiful women, and there's a noise that the gun that he makes, and I may get, YouTube doesn't like that word, but the go boom boom that uses light makes. That noise has been living rent-free in my head, along with the song that this movie has, for 30-something years. So just be aware that if you watch this, that's going to happen. You're going to have that song in your head. It may not go away. I'm sorry. So, but anyhow, this has been Adam Takes 2 Sips of a Monster in a Movie with Adam, Hypers Media. Consume some media, watch some media. Hell, go watch Looker and you tell me what you think. For now, I thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. Have a good day.